I used to stress about finding my passion, that one magical thing that would make work never feel like work, that would make my life fill with purpose and joy. Everyone talks about it like it's some divine revelation, and then you wake up one day and then boom, you just know what you're meant to do. That never really happened for me. And if you're listening to this, I'm guessing it probably didn't happen for you either. But here's the truth. Passion isn't something you find, it's actually something you create. The myth of finding your passion. For years, I chased the idea of passion like it was some hidden treasure. I read books about it, I'd listen to TED Talks, and even those ridiculous online quizzes that promise to tell you your perfect career based on your favorite color and your favorite breakfast food. And you know what? It got me nowhere. The idea that passion is just sitting out there waiting to be found is honestly a trap. It makes us passive. It makes us wait. And worst of all, it makes us think that if we don't have any passion yet, something's wrong with us. Passion isn't found, it's built. It's built on something you develop over time through work, effort, and experience. It's like falling in love. You don't just meet someone and immediately know, hey, they're the one. You grow into it. You invest in it, and eventually you realize that you care about it more than anything else. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with finding their passion is that they expect to feel like it an instant, overwhelming obsession. But in reality, passion often starts as a tiny spark, just a mild interest of curiosity. The people who become passionate about their work are usually ones who stuck with it long enough for that small spark to grow into something more. Another common myth is that your passion has to be something completely unique or world-changing. We tend to put pressure on ourselves to find something extraordinary that we overlook the simple things that we enjoy. Passion doesn't have to mean starting a billion-dollar company or discovering a new scientific breakthrough. It can be as simple as improving a process, helping people in a way that matters to you, or even making something more beautiful or efficient. Also, the idea that passion is just one thing is really misleading. Many people have multiple interests and skills, and their passion evolves over time. The thing that excites you today might actually not be the thing that excites you in 5 years, and that's totally fine. The key is to actually start somewhere, give yourself the freedom to grow, and then change along the way. Passion comes from doing, not from dreaming. So let me tell you about Blakebill. It started as a simple idea. What if freelancers and creatives could just send their files and get paid instantly without the hassle of invoices, follow-ups, delayed payments? That sounds cool, right? But here's the thing. I didn't start out thinking this is my life's passion. I just saw a problem. I saw how frustrating it was for people to deliver work and then have to chase down payments. And I decided to do something about it. So I started small. I built the MVP. I tested it. I got feedback. I improved it. Somewhere along the way, I realized I loved solving this problem. I loved making something that helped creative professionals focus on their work instead of financial stress. That passion didn't come from some cosmic epiphany. It came from work itself. And that's the secret. Passion follows action, not the other way around. Too often we get stuck in our heads waiting for some big idea or perfect moment to take action. But that never actually comes. People who seem lucky enough to find their passion, they weren't waiting. They were experimenting, they were trying, they were failing, adjusting, and then moving forward. Think about an artist who fell in love with painting. They didn't just wake up one day knowing it was their passion. They picked up a brush, they played around, they made some mistakes, and then somewhere along the way they realized that they couldn't imagine life without it. Again, it's the same with musicians, entrepreneurs, writers, designers. Anyone who has built a career on the things that they love, they didn't dream about it. They actually did it. Taking action removes the pressure and having everything figured out up front. You don't need to have a 5-year plan before you start. You just need to take the next step. Write the first blog, post, design the first wireframe, launch the first version of your product. The more you do, the clearer things become. The more you build, the more invested you become into what you're doing. Start with what interests you, even if you suck at it. A lot of people never get started because they think they need to be good at something before they actually commit to it. And that's real nonsense. If you wait to be great before you start, you'll never start at all. So when I first got into UX UI design, I wasn't great at it. In fact, looking back some of my previous early designs, it was so cringy. But I was interested in it, and that was just enough. The more I did it, the better I got. The better I got, the more I enjoyed it. And before you knew it, I had a career that I actually loved. The key is to embrace being a beginner. It's okay to be bad at some things at first. Nobody starts off as an expert. Every skill, every talent, every passion begins with these awkward first steps, messy mistakes, and plenty of trial and error. But if you stick to it, you improve. And improvement leads to confidence. Constant leads to enjoyment. And before you know it, you're doing something you love, not because you were born to do it, because you actually worked about it. Think about a child learning to walk. They stumble and they fall, but they get up again. And before long, they're running without second thought. The same applies to learning any skill or finding your passion. You just have to be willing to get back up once you fall. Some of the most successful people in the world started with no idea what they were doing. Writers wrote terrible first drafts. Musicians hit wrong notes. Entrepreneurs launched businesses that failed, but you know what? They kept going. They let their curiosity guide them, they embraced the learning process, and they improved step by step. Curiosity is your greatest asset. Follow it. Try new things and experiment, and give yourself permission to be a beginner. The more you explore, the more you're likely to stumble onto something that truly excites you. The important thing is to start, because the only way to find passion on what you love is to actually do it. Passion grows where you put in the effort. Have you ever noticed how people who are really good at something love what they do? It's not a coincidence. Mastery creates passion. The more time and energy you invest into something, the more meaningful it becomes to you. Again, think about it with these athletes, these musicians, and entrepreneurs. None of them were born with an all-consuming passion. They built on it. They put in the work, and then they got better. And then their passion grew along the way. You know, passion isn't something that magically appears overnight. It deepens as you develop your skills and you see progress. You know, the better you become at something, the more rewarding it feels. Small improvements lead to bigger ones, and you soon find yourself caring deeply about what you do. The passion also requires perseverance. The initial excitement of trying something new, you know what, it often fades. But those who push through the challenges are the ones who uncover real passion. The struggle is part of the process. It weeds out those who are interested in the instant gratification, and it rewards those who are actually willing to commit. If you want to be passionate about something, you got to start by putting in the effort, being consistent, challenge yourself, seeking growth. Passion doesn't just happen. It's built through dedication, patience, and hard work. Stop searching, start building. If you're waiting for passion to magically reveal itself to you, just stop. That's not how it works. Passion isn't out there waiting to be found. It's built brick by brick through action and effort. So start something, anything. Try different things. See what actually excites you. Follow the problems that interest you and see where solving them takes you. Too many people waste years looking for the perfect thing to pursue, when in reality, the best way for you to find what you love is to build something meaningful. Take the small steps towards something that sparks your interest and allow yourself the grace to evolve over time. You won't love every step of the process, and that's absolutely normal. Even the most passionate people face challenges, boredom, setbacks. What makes the difference is their ability to keep going, adapt, and stay engaged with the work. Because one day you're going to look back and you realize you didn't find your passion, you built it moment by moment through effort, persistence, and a willingness to explore.